You say tighty whities? Or do you say whitey tighties?
Tighty whities.
Yeah, some people say whitey tighties.
What?
Yeah.
That's wrong.
I agree. Welcome back to Every Disney Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Every Disney Movie Ever. Today I'm going to talk about Remember the Titans, but we have Mariah.
Hello.
And it is officially the week of guests. She's the first one. How's that feel?
Very special.
Very special. Check her repping the merch.
Yes, here.
Remember the Titans is a 2000 theatrical release. I'm sorry in advance for all the names I'm about to butcher. It's directed by Boaz, Yakin. Cinematography by Philippe Rousselot. Editing by Michael Tronick. Music by Trevor Rabin. And it's written by Gregory Allen Howard. Boaz Yakin is best known for Fresh, Aviva, Death in Love, and This.
Philippe Rousselot is best known for A River Runs Through It, Interview with a Vampire, Dangerous Liaison, and Big Fish.
Michael Tronick is best known for Hairspray, Scent of a Woman, Volcano, and Predator.
Trevor Rabin is best known for Deep Blue Sea, Armageddon, National Treasure, and The Guardian.
Gregory Allen Howard is best known for Ali, Harriet, Night Witches, and This.
Remember the Titans is based on a true story about Herman Boone and his attempt to integrate T.C. Williams' high school football team in Virginia. Hello!
Say hi on camera. Sit. Can you share? Get in here.
Hello!
It's my munchkins! You come in here.
Hi, what are we gonna do today?
Well, Auntie Em and I are filming a Disney video.
What?
Yeah. Can you?
So you read
do you
it
wanna-
from that?
Do you want to read this?
Just the hair and the stones come well, ain't man dared Southland terrors and this right.
You don't have to read all of it. You can just read that line.
Well, I did.
Good job.
I'm still quite new to this. I was eating pretzels.
Yum.
I'm gonna go. Delicious. I'm gonna go finish my pretzels.
Thank you. Bye. Love you. The film stars Denzel Washington, Will Patton, Wood Harris, Ryan Hurst, Craig Kirkwood, Donald Faison, Ethan Suplee, Kip Pardue, and Hayden Panettiere. Denzel Washington plays Coach Herman Boone and is best known for Fences, The Book of Eli, Antoine Fisher, and Training Day.
Will Patton plays Coach Bill Yost, and he's best known for No Way Out, Armageddon, The Postman, and The Mothman Prophecies.
Wood Harris plays Julius Campbell and is best known for Ant-Man, Dread, Southland Tales, and This.
Ryan Hurst plays Gary Bertier, and he is best known for Saving Private Ryan, We Were Soldiers, The Lady Killers, and This.
Donald Faison plays PD and is best known for Scrubs, Clueless, Skyline, and This.
Craig Kirkwood plays Rep, and he is best known for Why Do Fools Fall in Love, Mission Genesis, Jag, and This.
Ethan Suplee plays Louie and is best known for Chasing Amy, Mallrats, John Q, and This.
Kip Pardue plays Sunshine, and he's best known for But I'm a Cheerleader, Driven, Rules of Attraction, and This.
Hayden Panettiere plays Cheryl, and I covered her in the video about A Bug's Life. Link will be in the description. Filming took place at a lot of different high schools in Atlanta and Georgia.
Even though the film Remember the Titans was based on a true story, they did have some inaccuracies with the storyline, so we are just going to give the more accurate true history of the story of what happened. The schools in Alexandria, Virginia integrated in 1965, and T.C. Williams High School was created by integrating 3 different schools.
The Titans ranked second in the nation at the end of the 71 season, and they were 13-0. The movie shows a lot of the games being very close calls, but that's actually not true. Only a couple, I think it was like 1 game was close. Most of them were blowouts, and 9 of them were shutouts.
In the film, Boone says all the teams they were playing were whites only, but that actually wasn't true. All the schools they faced were integrated as well.
Coach Boone did not make them run at 3 a.m., a very long distance, and he did not give a speech at Gettysburg. They did visit Gettysburg, but it wasn't that dramatic, for lack of a better word.
Ronnie, or Sunshine, says that his hair was never actually that long and that the kiss with Gary never actually happened.
Their game with George C. Marshall was actually a mid-season game that was a come-from-behind win. to being the final game they have in the film, so it was more dramatic, but their actual final championship game was a shutout.
Bertier's car accident actually happened after the championship game, not before, and he actually lost control of the car and wasn't hit.
The Where Are They Now segment at the end of the film omitted the fact that Cheryl Yost died at the age of 34 in 1996.
The film had a $30 million budget and $136.8 million box office.
It's got a 73% on Rotten Tomatoes, and Roger Ebert said that they take some racial harmony parables and yoke it into a sports movie, and it's never that simple. I agree. And it had positive to mixed reviews.
It's funny, I think it was Boone. In the beginning, you know, he is like, he comes out of his house and it's like the whole black community is applauding him, and he's like, you know, being thanked by them, and they're like thinking like he's the savior, he is like equivalent with Martin Luther King and like on that level to them, and he's just like, I'm just a football coach. Mm-hmm. And I just had this thought of like, wow, he's like so humble about it and like doesn't even realize the impact it's gonna have. Mm-hmm. But then at other moments in the movie, I was like, okay, he's kind of being very prideful in some things, and just the way he's coaching, and it almost like with a very good balance. I absolutely applaud all the forced bonding when he makes them get off the bus and pairs them up, and I absolutely love that.
Defensive and offensive.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't know his name, but the guy who sings on the bus, I love his attitude. Same with, I think it was Lasky, or the big white guy.
Yeah, it's Louis.
Yeah, so his attitude when he comes in, and it's just all the black team players, and like not even the white team has come in yet to be like, this is our team or whatever. He's just like, I'm here to play. Mm-hmm. I love that attitude.
Yeah, he had a good attitude the whole time. My thing is, I agree with Roger Ebert where they kind of simplified some of the racial stuff, but you cannot deny that this is a good film and that the acting is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Denzel and Will are amazing. Yeah. And then all the like every player, like Gary and Julius are like,
oh my gosh,
so good. Like you can't help but get drawn into it and sucked into the story, regardless of, you know, like the fact that they're simple. Like I mean, they obviously are touching on the difficulties of that time, and they are showing some of it, but it was like obviously played up a little bit more for the camera and simplified for the camera, and it's more complicated than that and more serious than some of that, and I think that's important to note. But the movie is good.
Yeah,
the characters were incredibly well done. Denzel, like, Denzel just slays everything.
Yeah.
Like, just way to show up and blow everybody out of the water.
I love how his character, he's so strategic in treating each player the exact same.
Yep. Like,
he's so intentional about that.
Right.
You know, because that's how it should be.
Right.
And I love how even they have that conversation, both of the coaches, how it's like, you're undermining me. You're cutting me off at the knees. Like, you can't just
coddle them,
exactly.
I was just gonna say, like, I didn't know how that was gonna go. I didn't know if Yost was gonna bring Boone down to be a little bit nicer, or if Boone was gonna be like, no, you're going to see that my way is better. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that it was, you know, I think there's a line and everything, but I think Boone teeters it appropriately.
Yeah.
Because it's different for black men.
Yep.
So he is trying to prepare them for what they are going to experience, and I can't speak on what they're going to experience, and neither can Will or Yost. He can't speak on it. only Boone knows what they're going to experience.
Yeah.
And so, of course, he can prepare them for that because he experiences it. So, Boone being able to realize, Yost being able to realize Boone's way is not only working, but is amazing.
Right.
And coming around and then not coddling Petey. And Petey's like, and like gets off his high horse and everything, and then at the end, like, he gets to play and everything, but then is really grateful for it and not boastful and all that kind of stuff. Like, I really loved that. I loved when Yost finally came around, and then obviously at the end when they, like, actually work together and he says, I need your help, like, they're kicking my batoot, you could say.
Yeah.
And Boone's like, okay, like, let's help each other then. Like, I got so emotional at that point, and then obviously I was super emotional during Gary's whole paralysis moment with Julius. But yeah, just like the slow burn of the story itself is really good, and every character has like this depth in this moment. But I loved the not coddling and the forced bonding was like, I was like, yes. I love the moment when Gary is trying to be like, Julius, you're not doing this and not doing this, and Julius is like, well, you're not calling off.
Yes.
How do you expect to be a leader and the captain if you won't even control your people?
His quote was, attitude reflects leadership. And I was like, whoa. Yeah. Like, that is so good, so profound. And then, but then later I had the thought is like, the coaches aren't even doing that. It was so interesting having that parallel
100%
of the two, like, basically captains and the two coaches, and how like they were really setting an example as players, but the coaches couldn't even have that.
Yep.
And it's like, how do you expect your players to do what you're asking of them when you aren't even willing to do it?
Right, exactly.
Or you're only putting on a show.
Right. And after that moment where Gary's like, he's right, so he calls out his teammates when they're not supposed to be doing something, and then Julius is like, okay, we're here to play ball, and then everybody starts playing ball and stuff, and that's just, it's like that moment that everything shifts, and it's so good.
It's so good.
The scene where the team gets together without the coaches, after they've come back to the real world and they see all the race stuff again, ooh, that was good. It was very moving for me to see that.
Yep. I did a sick face when, at the beginning, when the white team comes in during tryouts, and they're like, this is our team, and we're gonna, whatever, and I'm just like, ew.
Yes.
Like, ew.
Yes.
And also, in the beginning, Cheryl, who's Hayden Panettiere, like, just the perfect example of, like, that is learned.
100% it's learned.
Like, that behavior of calling that coach out and yelling at a grown man, like, that is learned, and it's devastating.
Yep. When he says, you can't be hurt, you're Superman, immediately sobbing. And then your Hall of Fame in my book at the end, another sobbing moment. I was just full of sobs for this movie.
Yep.
Like, you can't be hurt, you're Superman. I was like, hey, Julius, don't do that. Don't do that. I was like, okay, you're right. Like, how close they became. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Cinematography, music, amazing. Technically speaking, film is superior.
Yeah.
So stunning. The moment in the film where I was like, is they had, like, a little bit of a white savior moment.
Absolutely.
With Bill, telling the referee, like, if you don't call this game fair, I'm gonna go to the papers. That was a very white savior moment, and I can't find anywhere, like, if that actually happened or not. And if it didn't happen in real life, I'm like, oh, so the movie just wanted to make the white guy look really good. Which makes me really uncomfortable, and I don't like that. We don't need a white savior moment. This film speaks for itself. Like, we didn't need that. I mean, it adds to the drama, whatever, but, like, we didn't need a white savior moment.
Yeah.
White people got enough. We didn't need that. Okay?
Yeah.
We had all the privilege. We don't need the white savior moment.
Absolutely.
We still have all the privilege. We didn't need the white savior moment.
Yeah.
So that was my biggest, like, I was like, okay, like, I get it, like, they're simplifying it, but also, like, you know, at least they're being honest to the, like, you know, the race stuff and still going on, blah, blah, blah. And then the white savior moment happened, and I was like, No, least favorite part of the movie. And then after that, I was like, so good. Like, it was like, but like, literally the white savior moment was happening, and I was like,
yeah.
No. I'm not on board for this.
And granted, like, it is a happy ending, but also, like, in that time, it wasn't just a happy ending. Like, they sat in that. They lived through it, and...
It's not like the racism was over at the end of the movie.
Exactly.
They were all accepting of each other and continued to work together and everything. But they still were dealing with racism.
Right.
And still are dealing with racism.
Right.
But,
exactly.
Yes. So, like, it's a happy ending in regards to they won the championship, the coaches get along, the teammates got along, but racism still exists. So.
Well, and then it makes me think, like, does this type of movie help or harm?
Because it glamorizes?
Right, and it's
Sure.
and it's like, oh, yeah, things are good now.
Right. Well, yeah. That's a whole part of the... A lot of the times, if white people are making the movie, they need to feel better about it. So they try to make it be like, look, everything's better now. We aren't racist. And it's like, well, I mean, we don't have segregation anymore.
Yeah.
You can say that much. We definitely still have racism, though. And we definitely still have systemic racism.
Yeah.
As a movie.
Yes. As a movie.
So good.
Very good.
Very effective. I sobbed.
Yeah.
There are parent deaths. There's 2 of them.
Wow.
Big old 2. Gary died 10 years later.
Yeah.
Wrecked. The Where Are They Now, though? Showing them all at the funeral.
Yeah.
So sad.
But he still, like, went to the Olympics.
Special Olympics, yeah.
For javelin. I was like, wow.
Yeah. Amazing. 9. 9 what? Footballs? That's obvious.
Sunshines.
9 sunshines out of 10. You heard it here first. My final rating is also 9 sunshines out of 10. Our total movie count is... Our parent death toll is... Our cry count is... If you want to keep up with what movie I'm watching when, follow me on Instagram, Twitter. You'll find out what movie I'm watching when. I put up videos every Monday and Friday and sometimes Wednesday, but a week straight for the week of Guess It's Celebration Month. You can't
Buy merch, though.
You can't follow Mariah on anything.
Yeah, please don't.
She doesn't want to be followed. Don't do it.
I will delete it.
Join Patreon.
And may block you.
Okay. Join Patreon. Right now, this month, every tier on Patreon is getting some bonuses from the tier above it. Just as a special for the celebration month, so you better get over there because there's trivia and there's polls and there's bonus content and there's blogs and there's podcast stuff, and you should definitely just head over there and do that. Buy merch. This merch is limited edition. You only have this last week to get it. It will go away August 31st, so you better buy it. Long sleeve, tank top, t-shirt, and hoodie. Many different colors.
Yeah, oh, and this has a back.
Yes, it's got the castle. That's the
I don't know if
castle
you can see it.
design.
Can you
Yeah,
see
they
it?
can see it. Yep,
Cool.
good job. Buy merch. Okay, and until next time, which is tomorrow. It's the week of guests. Comment, like, and subscribe, but I'm not in charge of your life. You are, so you do, and don't be racist.
Period. Bye.
Period.
That was really sad.
Can't wait for the blooper reel.